Okay, welcome back to Dragalia Lost. Um, Today we're going to be doing chapter number 3. Since last time, I think I've gotten a better microphone and there's no echoes there, and hopefully it sounds better, but we will see. Okay, so to start off, I'm going to be using Sandal Thumb for this chapter. If this doesn't work how I think it's going to work, I'll switch off to uh, Pickle, but I think this should work out fine. We're going to start off now with my 20 songs. Since I cleared chapter number 2, so 5-star, looking promising, and I get 2. Both dragons. Okay. Perfect. I don't know if the ability that one turns, we can look later. Okay. Simmer. I don't think she's better than any of the dragons I currently have, but we will see. And then Shinobi. I don't know how good he is. Okay. I don't think he's especially good, but he's decent. The samurais are going to be okay as well. Also, sorry if my voice doesn't sound great. I have allergies right now, which is pretty bad. Okay, 4 strike tackle chocolate. Absolutely useless because I'm not going to use 4 strikes on him, or else I'm going to get constantly hit. Okay, there we go. Let's run one more summon. Another 5-star. Okay, I'll definitely take that. Another 2. Okay. Staff. Or no, sorry, wand, which is good. 2 wands. Okay. There's a lot of good things that can come out of wands. I can think of a couple really good here. I mean, Miriam is definitely one of these. Pretty decent. Yeah. I'll take that. And then Yukata Cleo. Wow, I'm really collecting all the Cleos, aren't I? Okay, let's start off because I don't know as much or how good she is. Suppression and defensive. Not amazing, but decent, I guess. And then Miriam. I think this might be my unit I'm going to be using instead of Odetta. Yeah, I think I'm going to use her instead of Odetta, honestly. I haven't really used her before, but I feel like she's going to do better than Odetta will. And most of the content I want to deal with. And also, just having that range is probably going to make me feel more comfortable anyways when I'm playing. Okay, so I guess now we can start with chapter number 3, which is the Flame Worm's Abode. The Flame Worm is Brunhilde, and this is a interesting chapter, I guess. Yeah, it's talking about Alberius. Or, no, his father. Albert? I don't remember. I think he's Alberius. I don't remember enough, honestly, but I remember it pretty decent enough. I'll be showing you basics of how this is going to work out. Okay, last one. This may look a little bit painful to look at. Should I increase it to 1.5? Yeah, I'll increase it to 1.5. Just to make it a little bit less painful. But basically, yeah. This is what Zandalfon does. She builds up Gauge until I can turn into special form, which I can now do, and just annihilates everything. This is why she's very good. If you did not see how much healing is coming out, it's an absurd amount of healing for one. It's an absurdly good amount of healing. And second of all, the damage she puts out in her shapeshifted form is really good. And I can shift between healing and damaging, which is even better. Now, it's a little bit annoying to run her without Worm Grip, but it's definitely very doable. Against I'm starting to feel like Sandalfon is a bit slow, honestly, but it's okay. I really like her character, so I'll continue to use her. Those. I don't know. It's kind of annoying that she has such close distance. But it's okay. This is more a patience challenge than anything else at this point. Okay. So, this boss is a little bit of a tricky boss in comparison. Like, you might see, if you see all of these attacks coming out right now, yeah, no, this is probably one of the more tricky bosses. In terms of aggro potential. Now, I can tank through him, which is very beneficial to me, and get through him with a bunch of overhealing, because really the amount of healing that Sandalfon outputs in her base form is easily enough for me to just tank a bunch of his attacks in order to get at my mage. But as you saw, it wasn't really necessary there. I took him out without even using my mage. But it's fun to do with the coach. she is not the best for story quests like this, I have to say. She's painfully slow on story quests like this. Oh. Left this way. Okay. Alright, so here we go. What are we fighting? We are fighting a wolf guy. Alrighty. I'm starting to question whether I should still be using Sandolph on. Should I just switch over to something else at this point? I don't feel as if her potential is really fully unlocked until far, far later in the game. Let me see what my other options are really quickly. So, in terms of water characters, and 1 second, it's taking a ridiculously long amount of time to load. Okay, in terms of other water characters, Pipple, which will give me 5% skill damage, Dragon Boost, activate skill shield, maybe I go Pipple, honestly. I'm going Pipple. I love Pipple as a character. Adorable. I'm going Pipple. I don't care. I far short of it. But I don't really care. Pipple's just good. Okay. So we're gonna see how well Pipple can perform here. Just look at this guy. Okay. Now this feels a lot better than some of the fun, I have to say. So Pipple is a double buffer, basically. So you just build him with a bunch of double buff one frames. And that's how he's supposed to do really well. I did not distance that well. Oh my gosh. That's awful. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm retrying. Ay. That was bad. As you can see, I make a lot of mistakes sometimes. Okay. Okay. Much better. How are we looking at this point in our run? Okay, so immediately do that, dodge through, clear out most of the small fry, and then start. Much better. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, that felt significantly better. Okay, so basically, Brunhilde is fighting others. Yeah. Okay, we are getting relatively close to the finish. I'm starting to get pretty tired, honestly. The first 3 chapters, yeah, okay. I mean, we're almost finished with this. Bit of a hiccup in between, but it's alright. What is it? Recommend people? Probably just, yeah, Purple's good. Purple's just good, especially for boss fights. And just general clearing, at least compared to something like Sandalphon. Okay. Well, Brunhilde fight will be a little bit difficult, I think. Obviously, I'm not yet at Brunhilde fight. But it will be difficult. Okay. Okay, giant worm, guardian flame worm. Okay. Yeah, we're starting to get closer. Also, you can see how big the gap in might is right now between the characters that between my teams and the team suggestions. I ran into that not very smartly, but it's alright. Alright. Here we go. Boss fight time. Okay. There we go. With time to spare. I don't know where I'll have to be that close sometime, honestly. It's not as if I'm going to perish from the damage that is being inflicted on me. Alrighty. I think we're getting closer to the end. I mean, obviously we are, but I think we're getting significantly closer to the end. Honestly, these videos will probably just continue to increase in length because chapters get harder, so I have to spend a little bit more time on each of them, right? So, yeah. But this should be nearly the end. Nearly the end. Boom! That was a clean fight, in my opinion. I could have stretched a little bit better, but I think that was pretty decent. Okay. Okay, we're almost there. Almost there. Ugh. I'm gonna see if I can just run back and just spam attacks. Okay, run from one. Wow, he is aggro. He is aggroing me hard. Jeez. Okay, there we go. A little close call, but nothing we can't deal with. Because I am the Pipple. Pipple is such a ridiculous character, but actually so good. Okay, well, I think this should be about... I think this is the Flame War fight. I mean, if I'm wrong about that, then I would be very surprised if this is not the Flame War fight. Alright, so we have a little preamble section. Again, very simple. Same map. Nothing especially different. This is the same section of the map as before. Slightly different, but different sections are very similar actually. This time we have a menace. I can just spam it. Okay. Anyways, I'll go cure really quickly. Put you before I go in. This is the Brunhilde fight. Welcome. And perfect. That works out great. I think I did a pretty good job there. Unfortunately, I did get hit by a Crimson Inferno with a badly timed skill. I I got caught pressing a skill, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. Okay. So in Orcus, they just give you Mim as a character. Now, I will not be using Mim because I don't really like the way that she plays for whatever reason. But this is a little preview of what the next chapter will be. I will probably not be recording it tonight because my voice is very tired. But yeah, short preview, and the character that I will be using is Karina. Dragon I'll be using will be Narthor. Alright, well, thank you everyone for watching. Please subscribe, please like the video, and feel free to comment. I hope the audio quality was better for today, but yeah. I think today, before we end, even though I said all of that, we are going to do our 20 pulls just to make sure I do not forget for tomorrow. Again, we are starting to reach very close to the Zodiac fight, and I consider the Zodiac fight to be a major turning point in the game, where the game increases in difficulty to a much higher point. This is very good, actually. We got Shinobi as a copy, so that's something I can then use, which is nice to have. I also get another Grass Dragon, which is just useless, because I have Volk, and Volk is literally the only dragon I've been using since I got him at the beginning, and he's just the best wind dragon. Okay, that's pretty much useless as well. Okay, Gabriel's good. And then Wormprints, always very nice to have. What is the Wormprint for? Buff skill time. Okay, that is good for me, I think. Anyways, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. I'll see you next time. Thank you, and bye.